This week on Full Throttle TV, we sit down with reigning Top Fuel king Larry Dixon.
It was a unbelievable year, but that's 2010. It's 2011 now.
Catch up with Tony Schumacher at an exclusive behind-the-scenes photo shoot.
This shoot's gonna go well.
And our old favorite John Force returns with a brand new look at what's in theaters.
I'm John Force, and it's Force at the Movies, and these are my Oscar picks, and I'm probably wrong.
That's all ahead on the very first 2011 edition of Full Throttle TV. Race fans, welcome to the historic 60th anniversary of the National Hot Rod Association, the 51st running of the famous Winter Nationals, the third year of Full Throttle TV, and the much anticipated first race of the 2011 season. I'm your host, Abby Tubbs. Today, Full Throttle Energy Drink and STTV will catch up with some of the biggest names in drag racing as they begin their quest for the sport's ultimate prize, the 2011 Full Throttle Championship. Now with the new year comes a new hope and one more opportunity to capture the coveted NHRA Championship. But the start of a new season also means drivers and teams face yet another grueling race schedule, one that keeps them traveling the country and working hard for the next 10 months. So we asked a few of the sport's top drivers what brings them back to the races, week after week, season after grueling season. Let's check it out.
Well, the main reason that we keep coming back out here and keep doing this is because we love our jobs. It's really cool to be able to come to work and drive a race car for a living, especially one that goes 300 miles an hour.
The whole Full Throttle event, man, this whole deal is our home. It's our family. These are our people. Those 3 months in at home, man, it just killed us. You know, this is where we belong.
The love of the sport. Drag racing is exciting, it's exhilarating, and these fans in the background keep me pumped up to keep on coming back out here.
Driving a drag race car and getting paid for it is a little bit like the rock star lifestyle. It goes deeper than that, though. There's the stresses, there's the everyday grind that you got to do. I think everybody here's got such a passion for this. They probably do it for no paycheck. I think we just feel blessed to be getting paid to do something we love.
I love getting in this race car, and driving is the ultimate. Every year, you have a long off season and a long season, but it's the best when you get out here and go 300 plus in 1,000 feet. It's awesome.
To compete like we compete, win and lose by thousandths of a second, it's the ultimate competition out here. So for me, the motivation part's not very hard. In fact, I get to drive this funny car. It's icing on a cake.
Now with the historic 60th season of the NHRA officially underway, we thought we'd check in with our NHRA historian, STTV statman Lewis Bloom, who has selected a few of his favorite moments from drag racing lore, and will be sharing them with us each and every week. So Professor Bloom, who's up first?
Thanks, Abby. Well, the real professor in drag racing is Warren Johnson, just calling me the stat guy. But let's talk about the 60th anniversary of the National Hot Rod Association. It was founded in 1951 by Wally Parks. But one thing I just learned about recently was the fact that the first organized drag race ever held was back in 1953, right here at Pomona at the Fairplex. And don't forget to vote for your favorite moment in the history of NHRA drag racing, the 60th anniversary, and pick up the DVD. You can do all that on NHRA.com.
I'm John Force, and it's Force at the Movies, and these are my Oscar picks, and I'm probably wrong. When I saw the King's Speech, the players, and a lot of times I miss great movies, but I'm not a fan of that political error or something. It's probably going to win, but I don't see it. The fighter loved Wahlberg, but he really played a downward position. You know what I mean?
he wasn't the lead. It was the other kid that led in that show that played his brother. And I love Wahlberg, but Dale played that part. Even when you saw the two brothers later in real life at the end of the credits, he still acted like that brother. Fidgety, wired up, druggy, whatever they claimed he was at one time in his life. I really believe that the old school in Hollywood has got something in store for Jeff Bridges. Well-deserved. Tron, True Grit. I think he's going to get, possibly Best Actor for True Grit. It's just a time for Jeff Bridges. The country needs the older guy coming back. And I'm the older guy coming back. So I vote for Jeff Bridges to win.
Still ahead, we catch up with the fastest man in Top Fuel, 2010 champion Larry Dixon.
I mean, we won 12 events, so that's obviously awesome, but that means we also lost 11.
We're back on Full Throttle TV, and our FTTV statman Lewis Bloom has his predictions ready to go for the 2011 Top Fuel class. Lewis, who you like?
Thanks, Abby. Let's talk about the 2011 Top Fuel Championship, and here is my prediction. We're going to talk outside the box a bit. Sure, you can go with Tony Schumacher or Larry Dixon. They're the obvious choice, but I'm going to go with Spencer Massey. Of course, that's the race car that Corey McLenathan drove last year, the quickest Top Fuel dragster of all time. Spencer Massey's great reflexes will make the difference. The guy is killer on the Christmas tree. Other players in Top Fuel, another one of my outside-the-box picks is Del Worsham, driving the second Alanabi Top Fuel car. He's actually in the race car that Larry Dixon won the championship with last year. What I love about Top Fuel this season is more cars, better competition, but I do believe it's going to be Team Alanabi or Team Schumacher for the 2011 championship. It's going to be awesome. You don't want to miss any of the action.
Alanabi Top Fueler Larry Dixon is fresh off his 2010 Top Fuel Championship, his third in 16 seasons and his first since 2003. Recently, I had a chance to sit down with last year's champ to discuss what it feels like to be back on top and a whole lot more. Let's check it out. We're joined by Top Fuel driver Larry Dixon, coming off a 2010 championship win. Larry, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It was a unbelievable year, but that's 2010. It's 2011 now, so everybody's got a clean sheet of paper and no points, and we're going to try and do what we did last year.
Now you have the number one on your car. Do you feel like you have a target on your back?
That's the dream, I think, of everybody that races for the full throttle title, is to actually get it and then be in that position. But you got to go out there, and I know all the years that we were racing to try and win that championship, try and wrestle it from Tony Schumacher. They probably got the same feeling on me, and so we got to go out there and defend our position.
So you guys had a dominant run in 2010. You dominated the Top Fuel class. Did you make any changes at all for 2011?
Well, yeah, as good as we did. I mean, we won 12 events, so that's obviously awesome, but that means we also lost 11. So we're hoping Del Worsham will pick up the slack. You know, he can go after those other races and just to really try to make our team stronger. That's what it's all about. All the other teams are working hard to make improvements to fix any weak links that they have in the system, and we're no different. We're doing the same thing. You can't rest on your laurels, otherwise you get run over. So the plan is to keep moving forward.
So Del has come from Funny Car to Top Fuel now. What has that done to the Alanabi team?
It's made us, hopefully make us a stronger team. I mean, that's the whole idea, and it's all about information, data. You know, we have 2 shots in one category to win the event every weekend. So we're full steam ahead, trying to double our opportunities to win races and championships.
So you've had 60 career wins, 3 full throttle championships. What's left for Larry Dixon?
Add to those numbers, plain and simple. You win in one race, let alone one championship, is more than I thought I'd accomplish in a career. But at this point, you just kind of keep your head down and just work on that next run, next round. We're at the Winter Nationals, Pomona, trying to make it 61 this weekend.
While we just heard from last year's Top Fuel King, drag racing spotlight still very much remains on the 7-time champion, Tony Schumacher. The Sarge, who was never one to really shy away from the media attention and bright lights, is featured on this season's Full Throttle energy drink NHRA advertisements. Our crew recently caught up with Tony as he posed for a behind-the-scenes photo shoot in Indianapolis at Don Schumacher Racing.
This shoot's gonna go well.
That looks good.
That's good.
Yeah, I know.
Been working with these guys so long, we always have a good time. Gotta stand there for hours at a time for one shot. Take a bait. Put yourself around good people, they're gonna make you look good. That's what we did. You know, we surround ourselves with good people, and they all know their jobs. Everyone does what they do. They do it fantastic, and you know, I end up coming out looking good. That's a wrap.
Coming up next, reigning Pro Stock motorcycle champ L.E. Tonglet makes his first appearance on the Full Throttle TV set.
We're just going to do the same thing we did last year, but we know we're going to all the races this year.
We're back on FTTV, and lucky for us, our stat man is back as well. And standing by with his much anticipated predictions of the 2011 Funny Car class.
Thanks, Abby. Let's talk about the 2011 Funny Car Championship, and I do believe this year will go to Matt Hagan. Matt came oh so close last season, losing in the first round at the finals, and the reason why I picked he'll win the championship, because this team is prepared, and sometimes you have to lose a championship to win one, and Matt Hagan is in great shape. He's been to the gym. He's ready to fight the fight, to quote John Force. Other players, any one of the Team Schumacher race cars, and of course, Team Force. And this year, I'm going to go on a limb and say the guy to watch in that camp is Mike Neff, who tuned the car to win the championship for John Force last season. As some of you folks already know, he's back in the cockpit, driving once again. We'll see if Mike Neff can win the championship as a driver and a tuner. But really, when you get down to it, either Team Force or Team Schumacher will run for the championship once again in 2011 for the Full Throttle Funny Car Championship.
Joined by Pro Stock motorcyclist and reigning 2010 Full Throttle champion L.E. Tonglet. How does that feel? What a great run you had.
It's just unbelievable. You know, we were parking the bike after Brainerd, and then Kenny Koreski came along with Nitro Fish and said, you're going to go to Indy and we're going to help you out after that. And it was just like an uphill roller coaster ride after that.
So what did you and your team do to celebrate your big win?
They threw a big surprise party for me. You know, we got home, my birthday was in December, so one Friday night they took the bike. I didn't even know they took the bike out of my dad's house. They stole the championship trophy from me, and my brother said, oh, we're going to look at some little dirt bike parts, come on. And I was all for the dirt bike parts. We get over there, and there's over like 200 people there. Surprise, you know, it was crazy.
That had to have been amazing. What are you guys looking forward to in 2011?
We're just going to do the same thing we did last year, but we know we're going to all the races this year, and we're just going to try to go out there and have fun like we did last year.
Did you guys make any changes to your team or to your bike?
All we did was put a #1 on the wheelie bar panels, and we haven't changed anything else.
That #1 feels pretty good, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, it's really great.
Do you feel like you have a target on your back now?
Yeah, that's what I was telling someone earlier, that I might even put a target on the back of my helmet just for some laughs.
Stick around, because in a few minutes we give you an exclusive behind-the-scenes look with Sean Langdon.
I want to win. That's bottom line what it is.
Lucas Oil top fueler Sean Langdon got off to an incredibly fast start to begin his pro career. In 2009, Langdon seemed destined to break through to the winner's circle after reaching the semifinal rounds an astonishing 8 times during his rookie season. An extremely skilled racer, a two-time Super Comp champ, and arguably the best off the starting line, Langdon had countless close calls throughout the '09 season. And the trend continued in 2010 after Langdon failed to capture a Wally in final round appearances at both Dallas and Pomona. Langdon begins this season with high hopes as he returns to his home state of California and continues to chase his first pro win. Our cameras will follow Langdon in an exclusive FTTV behind-the-scenes feature entitled Hard Work and Dedication.
You know, for me, I want to win, no matter what. Everything else that goes on out at the racetrack with, you know, driving and all that stuff, I mean, it's fun, but I want to win. That's bottom line what it is. I don't have a second place mentality. I don't like to be second best at anything. If I'm going to do it, I give it my all. Whether it being testing, qualifying, or eliminations, I don't leave anything on the table. I want to become one day, you know, the best in the sport.
Before he can be considered one of the best, Langdon must finally capture the coveted Wally Trophy. And a victory this weekend would prove to be even sweeter as the NHRA season opens at his home track in Pomona, California.
This is a track that I grew up at, so to win my first Wally at Pomona would probably be the highlight of my career.
As qualifying for Sunday's elimination rounds began to take shape, Langdon was feeling pretty good about his team's chances to make a deep run on race day.
We ran pretty good, actually. We qualified number 6 right out of the box. It's really good for us, you know, being behind the 3 Schumacher cars and the 2 Allen Abbey cars. We got the first round of the year, so this is kind of what you've been sitting around for the last 3 months waiting on, getting back in the car and getting back to that first race in front of your hometown crowd and everything, and we're ready to go.
Langdon needed to be ready as his team faced spoiler TJ Zizzo in the first round, a man who occasionally has been known to send big names and big teams home early.
You know, everybody on this team has a role, and we're getting everybody in the right direction, but even though we haven't got that first win, we're hoping it's close. We think it's close.
Round number 1 of the 2011 NHRA Full Throttle drag racing season. Who's going on, Zizzo or Langdon? The answer, Sean Langdon at 4.01.
And we stuck by with one first round of the year, so kind of got the first round jitters out of the way, and now we can just kind of find our groove again and get this thing running good.
After eliminating Zizzo, the team would have little time to find their groove as they faced their biggest test of the early season, a second-round matchup with the 7-time Top Fuel champion, Tony Schumacher.
When you can go out there and you can compete with the Allen Abbey team and the Don Schumacher racing cars, those guys really set the bar of the class, and when you can put wins up against those cars, you're doing something right.
Schumacher out of the gate first. That's the last thing that went right for him. How about this? Sean Langdon, 3.841.
Feels good. You know, we made a really good run right there, but it was pretty catastrophic. Blew it up pretty good, but you know, he actually got me on the tree a little bit, so that's where being a team comes into play, man. When I'm slacking a little bit, they pick me up, and if they're slacking a little bit, I'll try to pick them up, you know. So bottom line, we got a win over Tony Schumacher, who's, you know, one of the top cars out here, obviously.
There was no time to celebrate the Schumacher victory as a date with yet another DSR Top Fuel giant loomed ahead. A semi-final matchup with Antron Brown, the man responsible for eliminating the Lucas Oil team at the final race of 2010.
We're hoping a little payback time from last year, but like I said, we're just trying to get that first victory. If we can do that the first race, that's all the better for us. But we're just trying to keep going around, keep ourselves in the points, and kind of keep the momentum up.
They get set to go. We'll have our first finalist, 2011.
This is it. This is, you know, it's kind of all coming together right here.
Oh, big ball of fire from Antron Brown and Sean Langdon. He
you're going to 4-0 right into the final round. How about that?
That was probably one of the best ones we've ever had. The round before, we blew everything up on the car, and that's a testament to these guys right here. Man, it's just, gosh, that one felt very good.
The team's mood was elevated even higher after learning they would face teammate Morgan Lucas in the final round.
For us to start off the season with both of us going to the final, man, this is good. This is great. This is what we want. This is what it should be. You know, we've been working on it, and I think everything's paying off right now. It's having both cars in the final. It's paying off big time.
A date with Morgan in the finals meant that both Lucas teams were now assured a big payday. But for Sean, the 2011 Winter Nationals meant much more than a paycheck. It meant a chance to finally capture that elusive Wally trophy.
Morgan's got a few. He deserves a few more. But I think we deserve that first one. We deserve it a lot. These guys, they bust their butts. Today they busted their butt.
Morgan Lucas and Sean Langdon, teammates, getting ready to slug it out to the finals here in Top Fuel. Sean Langdon has never won an NHRA national event in Top Fuel. Who is going to be the 2011 Reagan O'Reilly Winter Nationals Top Fuel champion? Morgan Lucas wins it with a great run, 383, 316 miles an hour. Sean Langdon was indeed first out of the starting gate. It's about the last thing that went right for him. 4047, 313 to speed, but I guess on a day like today, all's good in the Lucas Oil Camp. Morgan Lucas, 383, 316 to speed.
I mean, it's good for Morgan, man. They got a good team over there, you know, new crew chiefs and everything, and they deserve it. They had a great car today, and you know, we went rounds, but we did have a little luck on our side. We had a little trouble early part in the track, and we kept shaking. We just didn't get it done. But you know, we ain't gonna count ourselves out. We got plenty of more opportunities. We'll be able to get some more this year. We're not worried about it.
The old cliche is, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I really believe in stuff like that.
If you missed any part of our show, you can always catch full episodes online at NHRA.com.